your heart you'll go down a winding road. It's a long and winding road, where it leads nobody knows. Follow your heart you'll go down a winding road.
Live from the Village Green and Suite 57 at the Whoop Studio. It's Morning Jive with Jeff and Tom this morning. Jeff, how are you?
Wonderful. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Doing really good.
A lot of good news over the last evening.
Yeah, all kinds of headlines going around.
Well, I say
we got bouncing around.
It's good for somebody.
Yeah, it's like a ping pong match over there, going back and forth. We got a good show today, Jeff. We got Mike Smith, the Bradley County trustee, will be here shortly at 1:15.
He's going to tell us all about things that are happening there in his office, the new things that are going on.
Yep, and also he's going to talk about for the seniors also, and people that can take advantage of getting their payments locked in, and also monthly payments and anything else new coming up.
That's right. A lot of good information today on the Morning Jive with Jeff and Tom. You're listening to 99.9 FM Whoop Radio. You can join the conversation at any time. Call in 614-5553. Or you can live stream, look at us in studio, and hear us as well on your smartphone or other device by going to www.whoopfm.com. That's www.whoopfm.com. That number one more time, 614-5553.
Jeff, if you're live streamers right now, we haven't been in the sun. I think it's got a little red tint to us on there, so it looks like we've got a pretty good tan, if you notice on that part. So
wow. Well, that'd be a first for me.
Yeah.
I don't tan. I'm a Larry the Lobster kind of guy.
Being redhead, right?
Yeah. Well, they told me I had red hair. No, I do. I've gone blonde now, Tom. I tell my daughters that I've gone blonde.
Blonde?
It really
Instead
gets
of white?
It gets their goat. You could call it possum blonde.
Yeah, possum blonde. I love it. I love it.
You're going blonde too.
I am. I've got blonde in my beard a little bit. So. Well, let's talk about some of the news headlines coming out.
Well, hold on. Let's go to the weather, because if you're stepping outside, you're going to need a jacket this morning. 33 degrees, but it's clear. It's very nice. If you go out early enough, you might be able to see some stars and the moon. It feels like 26 degrees, so there's a little bit of a chill in the air, and we're going to have sunny skies today, high of 51 degrees, and guess how much chance of rain there is, Tom?
I don't know. Zero.
That's right. And tonight, a low of 27 degrees and another 0 chance of rain. And Wednesday, sunshine and a high of 47. So it's going to be a little bit cooler tomorrow than it is today.
Yeah, and this weekend, coming up this week, too, it's supposed to be warming up a little bit, looks like, Jeff. Get up in the 60s, I believe.
That'd be nice.
Maybe some showers this weekend on Saturday morning. So get out and mow your grass Friday evening. Well, PM showers on Friday, but it's supposed to be up in the 60s, so enjoy. It's going to warm up.
Yep. And the winds are going to be out of the northwest at 10 to 15 miles an hour. So if you're playing golf, you might want to adjust for that.
Yeah. That putt's going to move that ball, right, when I putt it. That 2-inch putt's going to break 3 inches. It's going to move it one way or the other.
More on the drives than on the putting.
Yeah. All right. Well, Jeff, we had some breaking news last night come out on the Republican Party, Republicans' House Intelligence Committee.
Isn't that something?
After 14 months, they find there's no collusion, no nothing.
No collusion. Now,
collusion.
What has President Trump been saying all along? What's he been saying?
The same thing.
No collusion.
No collusion and coordinate between Donald Trump, the president's campaign, and Russia. So they're doing the draft up. Hopefully they'll get it out, but I still think they've got some areas and things they need to address on that part.
Hot mess this morning.
You're all tied up in your wires this morning, aren't you? You're just going around hitting your head on the mic.
Roller.
That little bump was Jeff's head hitting the mic there a minute ago. Boing. But
so Trump has been saying no collusion all along, and there's never been any finding of any collusion. And if there had been, we would know about it because there's so many leaks in Washington that it's.
Oh, here we go on CNN. The leak. Who was it that leaked some of the
Clapper?
Yes, give him a clap there.
The intelligence guru.
Yeah, actually.
And the same guy that goes to Trump and says, "Hey, these leaks are terrible. Yeah. They're corrosive to our society.
And our security too.
Security, and and he's the one doing it."
Yeah. Well, they need to open a second investigation.
Forked tongue. Man speaketh with forked tongue.
He taking land from everybody, huh?
Well, I'm telling you, I mean, give me the biggest break. Yet the investigation from Mueller goes on. It's trucking right along. They've found no collusion. They found no obstruction. And now there's a new theory that they say they're coming out. Conspiracy to defraud the United States is what Mueller is going to start investigating.
Is this thing going to run the whole presidency of Donald Trump until the election comes up? Are they going to continue this, or will they close it out, do you think?
You know, I keep thinking that President Trump will finally get enough. I don't know when that'll be, but I think he's finally going to get enough. And I think Mueller should shut it down. Just shut it down right now. Save some face. Save some taxpayer money. My goodness.
I wonder what the total amount they're spending already on that thing. I'm sure it's in the millions.
Absolutely. Has to be.
And that goes to school safety.
Absolutely.
Well, they can put that stuff to school safety and make a difference in our schools and save kids' lives.
Could do a lot of good things.
Yeah.
Could organize a lot of communities.
It should. It sure could.
President Obama could use that to organize communities.
Well, speaking of President Obama, how about let's jump into Miss Hillary Clinton there. She gets out. She's across seas. She's making a public address, and she's still on attack again.
She's just she's trying her best to find and explain why she lost. She just doesn't. She can't understand it.
She can't come grips with it.
She finally found out, Tom. She finally decided that it's because the white women of the United States voted for Trump. Because why?
Because of the influence of the husbands. I believe the bosses and their sons, or influenced them to vote that way.
Right. And Denise voted that way because you told her to, didn't you?
Well, yeah, of course. I'll tell you, that'll work out really well.
Well, I'll
She's
tell you
her
what
own
I get when I
person.
try to tell my wife something. I get a black eye. You saw that last week.
I did. So don't mess with little Jessie, man. She's got a powerful punch.
She
in
might
that
be
part.
small, but she's got a powerful punch.
Yeah, she does.
No,
She does.
she knows I'm just teasing. She gets a little upset every time I tease her like that. But no, I can tell you what, she's not going to vote like I vote just because I tell her to, though.
Where does she come up with this stuff? Where does Hillary come up with this stuff? That, off the cuff, now she's blaming, white lady, she's saying. I mean, come on, give me a break.
Yeah, that's, she's supposed to be the champion of women.
Yeah, she's degrading them already on that part, saying they follow everybody else.
If you don't vote for me, if you're a woman and you don't vote for me, you must just don't have a mind. You're just voting like your husband or boss tells you to. Or your son. Now, where does that come in? How does a son tell a mom what to do? When did that start being a fad?
Know, that was part of it, too. There's a couple other comments I think you were talking about earlier. Do you have those comments that she was talking about?
Oh, yeah,
also?
she's over in overseas and saying that Trump voters just voted that way because they don't want women to get jobs or black people to succeed.
Yeah. I don't understand where she's going with it. It doesn't make any sense to me. We're trying to unite. We need to get behind the president, unite us together.
Just ignore the fact that the unemployment rate for African Americans is as low as it has been since you've been recording it. I mean, and he's been trying to do that. He told them before the election, he told the African American community that I'm going to be the best president you've ever had. I'm going to work hard for you. I'm going to try to
create
get you jobs
and get schools and large cities to upgrade, so kids can get education and stuff. Yeah.
313,000 new jobs just in the month of February, and that's the shortest month of the year. And Donald Trump Jr., he texted, and Oprah, you've got a job, and you've got a job, and you've got a job, pointing at the audience like she does.
Well, and also, too, she's talking about Trump saying, make America great again, that wanted to take us back to the early days in the 60s and stuff when we had, racial division. And her message was she wanted to move America forward on that part. She wanted to have progressive and get people moving forward. So I don't know. She never said that. She didn't have a clear message in the
forward,
campaign.
sort of like President Obama was moving us forward. President Obama's philosophy was that if we bring America down to the level of the other countries, then the world will be better. That's what he was trying to do, is level the playing field by bringing America down. Now, I'm not... And if you want to pitch in here, 614-5553. But that was exactly his philosophy of trying to go around and apologize, trying to the things that he was doing was trying to bring, and I don't mean bring us down, I mean to level the playing field, to let us sort of stay where we were and bring other countries up so that the world is more equal, I guess.
Yeah.
And Trump's message was just starkly contrast to that. No, we're going to be the greatest, best nation in the world.
Yeah, I remember too when Obama, would he bow to an Arab or something like that one time?
He bowed all over the place.
It's just you don't do that. I mean, as a respect and authority, you don't bow to anybody. The United States should never bow to anybody. We're a powerhouse. I mean, we should stand up and thump our chest a little bit and say, hey, look who we are.
Well, I think that's what we're doing right now. And some people don't like it.
Yeah, especially with North Korea. See what's going on with North Korea right now. I mean,
he's the one that asked us to come to the table. How about that?
Yeah, all the sanction stuff is put on. Not give more money, like Clinton did, coming out. We'll give them all this money and they will not have nuclear power and, they won't have nuclear power. Now look at it, 20 years.
The world leaders that know anything about that have given President Trump the credit for having Kim Jong-un want to come to the table.
Yeah.
they're giving him that credit. Now, they haven't gone to the table yet. They're talking about going to the table.
I wonder where they're going to go, though. They still haven't. I don't think they still decided yet, have they? Where they're going to meet at?
They have. They announced it this morning. It's going to. Yes, it's going to be right here in Cleveland at the Holiday Inn Express.
Okay.
Yeah. Richie Hughes is going to put them up at the Holiday Inn Express, and he's going to clear a conference room. They'll get breakfast.
Well, that's good.
And,
they'll sleep good, and they'll be smarter.
They'll be smarter the next day. That's right, and they'll,
All right. Well, Richie,
I may not be, all that great in nuclear science, but I slept at the Holiday Inn Express last night.
You think we can go live and road over there?
We will. We definitely will. We will.
All right. Also, too, Jeff, we have Austin, Texas, is having package bombs. There's 3 of them already been set off over in that area, and 3 people dead from that. And I just can't conceive why somebody, and they're saying that somebody knows bombs and stuff that are putting these out, because I think one went off in the porch when somebody picked it up, another one went off in the kitchen, and the third one I'm not sure where it went off at. But it's killed 3 people already. So
I've got a dear cousin that lives in Austin. Melinda, my first cousin, we grew up together, and I just hope she won't, accept any packages for a while.
Yeah, same around here, people. If you see a package on your front door and you don't know where it comes from, just don't have any markings or anything, I'd be very careful with
any strange purses with wires sticking out.
Yeah,
or anything
strange purses with wires hanging out. With
see something, say something.
Yeah, with 9-volt batteries in them. You know, it's
they can pack a punch.
Yeah, they can, especially when you lick them.
Don't lick them. Don't lick them. We're referring to the debate the other night when we took our remote equipment in there, and Tom had this really pretty lovely purse.
Believe it or not, Wood provides us with a carrying case. And I remember getting it the first time, and Daniel gave it to me. And I said, "You got to be kidding me! This is what we're carrying our remote system in, and it's actually a burgundy purse. A lot of ladies would like to have it, but all the stuff is stuck in there, so that's basically what we're stuck with on that part.
I think it was a Michael Moore's.
Yeah.
Purse. I think you could find that purse or something like it up in New York City in Chinatown.
Yeah, you probably could for $5. You get 2 for 10. 2 for 10,
and you could put a Rolex watch or 2 in there with it too.
There you go.
Been there, done that.
Yeah. And also, Jeff, you're a big proponent. We're both big proponents on voters and stuff. And Cook County, Illinois, is letting inmates vote. What's your thought on that? Should an inmate have the right to vote? It's got about 7,000 inmates, so that could make a huge impact on a voting precinct.
Well, if they're being held pending their trial, then they're innocent until proven guilty. So I think they should be able to vote for sure if they were registered and already, could vote. Now, if they've been convicted of only a misdemeanor, then I think they should still get to vote. But if they've been convicted of a felony, I guess it depends on the state law in place whether or not felons can vote there. But if they are not supposed to vote based upon their status of where their case is, then no, I don't think they should be able to vote.
Good point.
Follow the law. I definitely don't think that they should be able to vote unless they're a citizen of the United States. I mean,
here we go.
What are we doing, Tom?
Here we go. You must have been watching it last night.
How in the world?
That it's a reporter from Mexico, I guess. He's got dual.
Oh yeah, he votes in Mexico and he votes in the United States as well.
Yeah, he's supposed to declare when he's in the United States that he's no
allegiance to a foreign country.
Yeah, so he's still voting there. Thinks he has a right to vote.
He was unashamed.
Yeah.
He said he's going to continue to do it.
Yeah, so, well, Jeff, let's go to the song. Mike should be in here shortly. Mike Smith. So
Bradley County trustee Mike Smith going to join us in studio in just a few minutes to tell us all about the happenings of the trustee's office.
And here we got Supertramp. Goodbye, stranger. Here, enjoy.
I was up before the dawn, and I really have enjoyed my stay, but I must be moving on. Like a king without a castle, like a queen without a throne, I'm an early morning lover, and I must be moving on. Now I believe in what you say is the undisputed truth, but I have to have things my own way to keep me in my youth. Like a ship without an anchor, like a slave without a chain, just a thought of those sweet ladies as they shimmer through my veins. And I will go on shining, shining like brand new. I'll never look behind me, my troubles will be few.
Goodbye, stranger. It's been fine. Hope you find your paradise. Glad to see you. All of you. Hope your dreams will all come true. Goodbye, baby. Goodbye, dear. Will we ever meet again? Feel no sorrow. Feel no shame. Love you more. Feel no pain.
Sweet devotion, stop for me. Just give me motion, set me free. The land and the ocean, far away. Life I've chosen every day. So goodbye, Mary. Goodbye, Jane. Will we ever meet again? Now some they do and some they don't, and some you just can't tell. And some they will and some they won't, and some it's just as well. You can laugh at my behavior, that'll never bother me. Say the devil is my savior, but I don't pay no heed. And I will go on shining, shining like brand new. I'll never look behind me, my troubles will be few.
Jeff, that's back in 1979. Goodbye, Strangers.
Supertramp.
Supertramp. Great song. Great song. Played it many times over the radio.
I used to have an 8-track tape deck under my seat of my first car. It was a Ford Torino. 1969 Ford Torino. Had an 8-track tape deck under the passenger seat. I had to reach way over to operate it. But I had a little Supertramp 8-track tape, too. I played that thing over and over.
Over and over. Burn it up, huh?
With the Atlanta Rhythm section, and I had all kinds of 8-track tapes. Do you remember 8-track tapes?
I do remember 8-track tapes. I do. Big, bulky. Had cases you had to put
once
them in.
you put them in, you never had to touch them because they just kept playing around and around. Circle.
All right. And also, let's remember tonight, Cleveland City Schools, school safety meeting at 6 o'clock at Cleveland High School. They're going to have a board there, a panel. Dr. Dyer is going to address, and they're going to have the chief of police, Gibson, there. School board and everything is going to go through school safety, so that'll be interesting. And we'll look forward to that. I plan on attending that, so get out and listen to that. And if you can't go, the students of Cleveland High School, Director Broadcast Journalism broadcast will be meeting. They will actually stream live it through www.chslive.com. So if you're not there, you can actually, they're actually going to streamline it on that part.
Well, good.
So
we've got a lot of things going on about school safety, and I guess you'd have to say that the Parkland incident has instigated that. Not that it wasn't something that they were concerned about, but it's just really something that's brought it to the forefront and caused a lot of parent involvement and a lot of meetings, and just to make sure to, give peace of mind to our parents.
yeah, it does. And then also the kids are on the 14th, the Thursday, they're planning a walkout for gun control at 10 a.m. to 10:17. So the 17 is for the 17 lives are lost. And I know Cleveland Mill's doing it, Cleveland High School, Tyner, McCauley. It's all across the United States. So I think it's picked up some momentum. So they're going to let the kids go out and support those things. So,
well, I hope that while they're doing it, I'm very happy that students are getting involved and exercising their rights. I hope that they'll take the time to listen to both sides of the issue and try to educate themselves on why certain people feel this way they do as well, and not just take the national media's feeding of what they want them to do and what they want.
well, it's so easy to get caught up in that media side of it, social media. I mean, they see a few points on it and they start believing it. So
Yeah.
it's
Well, we have guests in studio, and guys, your mics are up. You're on. And
you're
Bradley
live.
County trustee Mike Smith is in studio with us today. He's coming in to tell us about the programs that the Bradley County Trustee's Office is offering. Mike, welcome.
Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it. Tom, good morning to you. I brought a special guest with me today, and that's Miss Connie Fulmer. And she is the administrator over our tax relief and tax freeze program. So
Good morning, Connie.
She has more knowledge of it than anyone in the state of Tennessee.
All right.
That's
Great.
not true. That's not true. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Well, glad to have you with us today. And these are very, very important programs. Our seniors are on fixed incomes, and they have some difficulties when the world around them raises all their prices and everything like that. It's difficult when they have those fixed incomes to adjust. So tell us about your program, Mike, and what you do for those.
Well, Jeff, you hit on a very good point there. It's really disturbing sometimes when you see what some of our individuals over 65 make in yearly income. A lot of them just have Social Security, and they don't have much of that. So we see people come through the office that has as little as $7,000 and $8,000 a year income. That's before they pay their light bill, before they buy their medicine. And so we do everything we can to get them qualified for the tax freeze and tax relief program. And Connie does an outstanding job doing that. It's She is very kind. Sometimes someone may not qualify, but I think they leave the office knowing that we tried everything we could do to get them qualified. One of them's a state program. It's a property tax relief. That's been in place for years and years. And that gives each individual that qualifies somewhere between 103 and 133, I think it is, dollars. Those numbers are close, back each year. The first year, they'll file application, and the state will send them a check. After that, when they get their bill, it'll be automatically deducted from their total taxes due. And the second is a tax freeze program, and this is just as important as the tax relief. This was put in by the state in 2007 and immediately passed by the Bradley County Commission, unanimously, I'd like to add. And what this does is freeze the year you sign up, the year you qualify, your property taxes will never go up as long as you stay in that home and as long as your income stays below the level. Your property taxes will never go up unless you do a major renovation to your home. And that major renovation is things like a room addition or something like that. As long as you just do your normal maintenance, put a roof on, maybe put new siding, painting, things like that, your property taxes will never go up in Bradley County. And that's a great program. I know Councilman Cassidy and I have talked about that in the past. Mm-hmm. And it really helps our senior citizens. I'd like for Connie to kind of tell you what the qualifying criteria is, and then we'll be glad to answer any questions you guys may have.
Great.
We have technically 3 programs. We have a program for disabled veterans. We have a program for those who are 65 and older. And we also have a program for those who are disabled, just a regularly disabled person. Now, there are certain income requirements you must meet if you're elderly or disabled. For the tax relief program, the amount is $29,180, and that's for all the owners of the property and their spouses. For the tax freeze program, it's $32,130. Now, for the tax freeze program, you must be 65 or older to qualify for the program. If you live in a mobile home, I'd like to make this comment. Right now, we must have a certificate of title for the mobile home or the bill of sale for the mobile home. That's very important. And sometimes when you've lived in a place for a long, long time, it's hard to have that. I mean, it's hard to get that, but the state does require that information.
Okay.
Connie mentioned the mobile homes. I've got a trustees meeting Thursday, East Tennessee Trustee Association, and that's one of the topics that we're going to be discussing. It's very, very difficult for some of the individuals to qualify if they live in a mobile home that they may have purchased 30 years ago. And if they're like most people, they've lost their bill of sale,
Right.
And so it's difficult for them to qualify. So we're going to be discussing that, and hopefully we can come up with a solution with the state that still makes sure these people do qualify. But it's not as difficult for them to gather the information.
Sounds good. Sounds great. And I know that they appreciate this program. They come in and they appreciate it very much, and it's very, very needed. I'm happy that you're doing it. What about the other program that you have we exhausted this, or is there anything else about the program that you want to tell us? Go ahead, Connie.
Yes, there is one thing. We have until April the 5th to file this, so please come in if your taxes are current. We would love to see you at the office at 1701 Key Street.
Okay, yeah, you're on a temporary location. Tell us about that.
Well, we are, as everyone probably knows by now, the courthouse caught on fire in October, and the mayor has worked very hard to try to get us back in there, but we're not there yet. And hopefully we'll be in there the next few months. But yes, we're at 1701 Key Street. That's the old Tennessee Valley Southeast Bank branch bank building that is right there on the corner, right across from your office.
It
Jeff,
is.
right
It is.
across
I get
Keith
a lot of
Street.
people come on in my office asking me where you are. So
What we ought to do is give you some applications. Just let you guys fill them out there.
I hope there's people coming in your office asking where I am.
Sure.
But yeah, that's where we're located, and the people love it. And I told the mayor this. 9, and this is no exaggeration, Connie can back me up on this, 9 out of the 10 people that came into our office this year said, boy, we sure hope you can stay there. said, we don't have to circle the courthouse 10 times, find a parking spot. We don't have to climb steps. And so they were really, really happy, but chances are we're going back to the courthouse.
Yeah, I don't think you'll be able to stay there, will you?
No, we have asked, but
You could even open up a drive-through.
well, we would open up a drive-through. You know, Donna Simpson, she's got her office here at the Village Green, and she has a drive-through that stays open.
Yeah.
And if we were to stay there, yes, we would open up a drive-through, but we're not staffed to do that right now.
Now with these tax relief, do you do this one time, or do you have to apply every year? What's the protocol on that?
You will receive after the first year, you will receive a voucher when you receive your tax statement, and you complete that voucher with your with what it asks, and you bring that in. Now the tax freeze program, you do fill out a complete application every year.
Every year. So if you miss a year, then what happens?
You can start the process
Okay,
again.
say that I started this year, then I forget to do it next year. Will my taxes go up at that point?
On the tax freeze?
Yeah, on the tax freeze, because I didn't follow through the process.
But you can get back on the system the next year. So we have a lot of people where their income or what have you, maybe sometimes they forget, but then they can get right back on the next year. Now, it's just, you just got to fill out the you got to fill out the paperwork. So it's not a forever gone.
But to answer your question, yes, your taxes would go up if there were a tax increase that you did not sign up that year.
Correct.
We have a caller calling in, maybe with a question. You're listening to Morning Jive with Jeff and Tom. Good morning. You're live.
Good morning. This is Bishop Bullet. I just want to say good morning to my friend Mike Smith.
Hey, Bishop, how you doing?
Bullet.
I do have a question for you guys. Let's just say somebody rents and their income is about $12,000. Is any help for someone like that?
Unfortunately not, Bullet. You've got to be a property homeowner, and all these rules that we've got on all our programs are mandated by the state. So it's this way across all 95 counties, plus any municipality that also does tax relief and tax free. So unfortunately for renters, currently we don't have any programs.
Well, Mike, I do appreciate you, man. I think you do a great job, and I just want to call in and say hi to you. And Morning Jive is two good guys are hosting your show, and so anyway, I'm gonna keep listening to you guys.
Appreciate you,
Thanks,
Bullet.
Bullet. Appreciate it.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks for calling in. And you can join the conversation or ask our county trustee questions here at 614-5553 at Whoop FM, 614-5553, 99.9. Or you can live stream and see him live sitting here in the studio. He brought Connie sort of brightened up the room and made us.
She's a flower. Spring is here and there. I can see that right now.
She brought up the looks factor of the room. You can live stream with us at www.whoopfm.com.
Well, Mike, tell us a little bit. That's one program. Do we have a couple other programs also that you want to talk about?
We've got an important program that we started about 6 years ago, and at that time we were the second county in the state of Tennessee to do it as a partial payment program. Okay. I think the city has that now. The city of Cleveland also has that.
And we're also looking at tax freeze too. I believe the city has jumped on board. The county's way ahead, but the city has jumped on board on that too.
What? Say that again?
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me turn the recorder on here. What now? What did you say?
The city has jumped on board. They have.
I thought you said county was way ahead.
The county's implemented it first. And
I don't hear that. I don't hear that often.
Well, I'm just stating the facts. It's the truth. I mean, am I stating something wrong?
No, we're just
Am I
playing
correct? I try to be politically correct.
And one thing that a lot of people need to know that you were the first call I received when the city council decided to raise taxes because you were looking for programs that would help the senior citizens in the city of Cleveland. Yeah. So you'd be commended for that. Now one other thing about I'd like to add on before we get too deep into the partial payment plan is the city also has the tax relief program. They also have that. So you can get a discount on your city taxes. You can get a discount on your county taxes.
Correct.
So it's just not one or the other. So, and the city does a good job. Annie and Lindsay at the city counter and
And
then-
Kim too.
and Kim too, and my guys, we'll tell someone signing up for tax relief, this is available here. So they send us people, we send them people. So
Yeah.
it's
I still like to see us some way joint, and I'll say this publicly. I'm going to go out on the shoulder now. Is some way we can joint those funds, mailing out one mailer for those funds, and then split the money up. I mean, it all comes back in the same pot in the kitty. So I don't know. I know we mail out, y'all mail out, and it's probably, I'd say $20,000 or $30,000 cost of that. There's some cost savings and some things you can do to joint.
Well,
on that part.
we're in the process now. County Attorney Freiberg is leading the charge on this. I met with her last week, 3 years ago, and it's hard to believe it's been 3 years, but we agreed with the city of Charleston to collect their taxes, and we do everything. The only thing they do is pay us a per parcel amount, which is less than probably they're paying a salary for 1 week.
Yeah.
So they're saving money. They're giving a little money, kicking a little money back into Bradley County for doing it, and it's a great agreement, and we're in the process of renewing that agreement.
Yeah, that's great.
One thing that the city does that the county does not do, I believe, is the roundup program. The city rounds up to the nearest dollar, I think, and the county has the.
We do the same thing.
You do the same thing?
We do the
Okay.
same
All right. Good.
Yeah. Yeah, Jim Barger, former Commissioner Barger, he used to always come in the office and complain that I was charging him 42 cents too much. but it evens out. Some years you're okay, and some years you're getting hit for just a few more cents. But it balances out over the long term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But go back to the partial payment plan. That was a program we put in place around 2008, 2009, I believe it was, and we expected a little bit of participation in it, but it has quadrupled what we expected. And I think even a month before we finished enrollment for this coming year, for 2018 year, I was projecting 1440. We were creeping up, and then the Banner did a couple of stories, and we were well over 1,500 now. So that program is administered by David Swallows. He does a great job. I know it wears him out, but David does a good job on that program, and it just continues to grow. It amazes me. So
That's a win-win program because the taxpayer gets to meet out their payments, and it doesn't hit them hard all of a sudden, and the county gets the money in early and gets to invest that money early and can make it grow that much more.
Every year we turn over, we're unable to use the money that's collected from March until the tax records go out, which is usually October. We can't use it based on the agreement I've got with the Tennessee Comptroller's Office, and now all counties are like that. But when we hit October, we're rolling over hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it helps with the county cash flow because we've not had any taxes or very little taxes collected during the summer months. And so it helps the mayor and his finance department balance the budget and not necessarily have to do a tax anticipation note that will cost the county money.
Well, even though you can't use it, you can invest it, and it can grow while it's waiting.
We
to be
have it in an
used.
account. Yeah, we're making a little bit. We can't invest it like other county investments, but we're making some interest in it.
Good.
Yeah. Well, you talk about the investment, Mike. I just want to get off tilter here a little bit with this new bill coming through. I saw in the paper with the county commission talking about funds and stuff, the excess funds that you have that you use for your facility. I guess I didn't really understand the whole gamma of that.
Well, you're
thing
not
where-
the only one. There's a lot of
It
questions.
was
about
very,
that.
very confusing with the paper. I didn't understand it.
What the law states, and this was filed in I think January of 2017, but it's still active bills, but nothing's moved on it. But it says that once the trustee hits 110% of his office operating fund, then he ceases taking any commission on the money that comes through his office. And my guess is, in talking with a couple other trustees, no one has any problem doing it like it is now. The commission that we take is set by the state on everything. We think some and the bill came out of Middle Tennessee. So we think some trustee over there was not turning his fees over in a proper manner.
All right.
But we don't have that problem. We turn ours over on a regular basis, and I think since 2006, I think the trustee's office turned in something over $8 million. And I know, Jeff, when your dad was there, he did the same thing. He didn't use hardly anything that he made in commission except for his payroll and what little office expense. And it's the same way for past trustees, current trustees, and future trustees.
Isn't it odd how one person can, if one person does something that there's a knee-jerk reaction to try to change the deal for everybody in the whole state. Well, instead of changing that one person, they want to change the law so that everybody in the whole state can do it.
Well, if that law goes into effect, it's really not going to, Bradley County's not going to lose a dollar. But the budgeting process on both revenue and expenditures will be a monster for the county commission and the mayor to determine on a yearly basis, because it fluctuates. You can, when I estimate my revenue for the coming year, we know what our history's been.
Correct.
We know if there's any increases in parcels, and we get it fairly close. We try to. We don't. One thing I've always tried not to do is set a low expectation and then just blow it out of the water and say, well, look how great we are. We've got criteria that we look at every day that tells us how we're truly doing on investments, on the operation of the tax relief and tax freeze programs, the partial payment plans. It's just not running wild. We track it, and we try to make sure that they remain efficient.
Well, I appreciate you clearing that up, because I know it was a confusion for me, and I'm sure to all the listeners out there it was a little confusing. And I appreciate you clearing that up for us.
I doubt that bill's going to go anywhere.
Yeah, it's probably going to sit there if that's the case, what you're saying on that part.
Well, I wanted to just say, Mike, that I really appreciate the fact that about a year and a half ago or so, you called me and told me that you were going to nominate my father, Anderson Jute Miller, to the County Association's Hall of Fame, their inaugural Hall of Fame event where they named several folks, but he was one of the very first trustees, county trustees, to be inaugurated into the Hall of Fame, and you nominated him, and I just wanted to say thank you publicly for that, and I really appreciate that. It meant a lot to me and my family.
Well,
so
thank you, Jeff. It was an honor that was well deserved.
Appreciate you very much. And you're doing a great job, and we're happy to hear all about these programs that you've got going on. The Bradley County trustee, Mike Smith, is with us today. Call in and join the conversation at 614-5553. That's 614-5553. Very easy number to remember. And you can live stream with us at whoopfm.com. And, there was another program that I wanted to talk to you or just ask you about, and that would be the credit card payments. When did that start? Are you accepting credit card payments now?
We do. We accept credit card payments. You can go online. You can do it at the counter at the office. And that program we really started pushing more last year because we started to see the increase in online payments inch up just a little bit. So we partnered with a group called Sturgis that made us a new website, made it user-friendly. And I think this year, matter of fact, I've got a note on my desk to get with a fellow that handles those this morning and find out where we came in at after collection season. But I think we're well over $1 million in additional online payments this year. Now, what's going to happen, and us three will be gone. Connie may still be around, but 15, 20 years from now, when we're not in the public eye, that's going to be the only way to pay.
Yeah.
You're going to pay with a credit card. You're going to pay with an e-check.
Right.
The days of coming in to the trustee's office probably not going to be around very much longer. But that's the coming thing.
How about drafts or your bank account or checking account? Do y'all have the capability of doing that too? You have many people do that also?
That's what we do on our partial payment.
On partial payment, so they don't bring a check in. They have
Some do. We've got different ways, and my buddies give me a hard time. They say, hey, if you got money and you go in Smith's office, he's going to take it somewhere else. They really ride me hard on that. But, yeah, if you're on a partial payment plan, you can walk into the office and pay through the non-collecting months, and we'll post it, and that's part of the money we roll over in October. You can also mail it in during the summer months, and or we can take the bank draft. The bank draft is the most popular program. And it's easy. I'm on it. And,
Yeah, you don't have to worry about it. It comes out.
And you don't have to worry. There's not an age limit. There's not an income limit. It started out back in when we started looking at it in 2008. You guys know how the economy was then. It was terrible. And people just came in and they said, Mike, can you help us? We just can't pay this amount. And we couldn't. There was nothing we could do. By state law, we had to take full payment. And One group that has been very, very good to the trustee's office and to Bradley County has been the Tennessee Comptroller's office. They've worked with us. We've come up with what we think are good ideas. They've worked with us great. What we submitted a couple of times, they threw back to us and said, well, can you do it this way? And we've been able to work with them very well.
All these programs are geared toward convenience and ability to pay. And have you noticed any kind of change in the delinquencies where the taxpayer goes beyond the date of the due date, or has it stayed relatively the same?
There's a little bit better increase in our collection through the end of February, which is before the current taxes go delinquent. I think this year we were up maybe 1%. Okay. But usually the collection comes in somewhere around 92, 93%. And then over the next year, prior to me turning it over to Chancery Court, we'll get another 5%. So we usually send about 2.5% to Chancery Court.
A lot of those delinquencies are playing the system anyway. They're doing it to try to make the buyer. They're selling the property and they're trying to make the buyer pay the property taxes. So it's sort of a on-purpose game for a lot of people. The delinquencies are, I think.
And on the delinquency side, we've had a couple of groups come in and speak with us and say, we can up your collection if you'll let us. And I just never have been for that, because sooner or later, of course you got to pay them a fee. Sooner or later, Bradley County is going to get their money.
Right.
That may be a 3 or 4 year process.
Exactly.
But through the tax sale, if that's the last resort, you're going to get the funds. So I just don't believe in giving it away, because if you do, that's going to cost the rest of the taxpayers just the amount to pick up the slack.
Correct. All right. You're listening to the Morning Jive with Jeff and Tom, and we're here live with our county trustee Mike Smith and Connie Fulmer. And you can join the conversation live at 614-5553. Call in with any question that you might have. The tax season just concluded, and Trustee Smith wanted to come in and tell us about some of these new programs that are going on in the trustee's office.
So Jeff, let's go to a little music here, and we'll come back. And here we got a little Doobie Brothers here, and Long Train Running.
All right.
What you got?
Down around the corner, half a mile from here, see them old trains running and you watch them disappear. Without love, where would you be now?
Listen to the Morning Jive with Jeff and Tom this morning from Suite 57. And we've got in-studio guests today, Connie Fulmer and County Trustee Mike Smith are with us today. And I wanted to bring up the fact that, Mike, it's election season and you're unopposed.
Yeah.
That's a good way to run.
That's awesome.
Yeah. You
isn't
have
it?
a platform you want to talk from?
No, I don't even want to say a word. I'm not going to make anybody mad.
Yeah.
Missed
well, apparently
missed you at
did
the
it.
sheriff's debate the other night.
I listened to it.
But you're doing a wonderful job, and it means that people are happy where you're at, and nobody really has anything to come after on.
Well,
Says a lot about
people
you.
can always find something to run against, and regardless of how good a job you think you're doing, there's always somebody who wants you out.
Yeah.
But
Well, they want what you've got.
we've been very fortunate, and we've got a few more years to go before we hopefully retire. But
I think that's a great compliment to you that you got to run unopposed.
Yeah.
And it shows that you're doing a great job, and the Bradley County citizens love what you're doing. So just keep it up.
Now, there's quite a few of them that they're running opposed that people are not running against. So it's kind of unique.
Since the switch to the seat A and seat B on the county commission, it made challenging a county commissioner a little bit more difficult. So
Yeah.
I think that's what it was. And in the first, to give you an example, when I didn't run for re-election in the first district years ago, there was 10 people that tried to claim the seat. And I think this time we've got an open seat. There's two guys running, Rick Bice and an Epperson gentleman. But so yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, I'm glad I can sit back and enjoy March Madness and little Dollywood in the spring and not have to be beating on doors.
There you go.
There you go. You talk about March Madness. We didn't even got into that yet, and they start playing the games tomorrow, yeah.
I've got to fill my brackets
We got to
out.
fill a bracket out on this part. The ladies' brackets came out last night. Did you see any of that?
Didn't see it.
On that part, Tennessee girls, they're in the Lexington, Kentucky division. They're playing Liberty starting off.
Shouldn't have any problem.
They were seeded 3. In the bracket, they've got Baylor in that bracket, Louisville, and Stanford to come out of that bracket. So that's going to be a tough bracket to come out of.
Don't we miss Pat Summit?
We do miss Pat. We do miss Pat.
Yeah.
We were talking about that.
Talk about Miss Holly. a
Miss
lot.
Holly, she
Bless her heart. I mean, I don't believe I would have taken that job. I mean,
Can't win.
and Holly could have gone to any other program anywhere around the country, and she would have probably thrived and could have worked her way back around to the Tennessee job. But man, it's just so hard to fill shoes like that.
It's just a role I think she played with Pat. Pat was the bad cop, good cop. She was the good cop, I believe, and Pat would just scowl them, and they would go to her to try to comfort a little bit. And I don't think that transition, she's really doesn't understand it or doesn't have somebody to support her role. So it's been up and down for her.
It has, and it'll be interesting. Of course, if you're seeded 3 in the NCAA tournament, you're probably not going anywhere. But it'll be interesting over the next couple of years because Tennessee girls basketball has such high expectations to see what Phil Fulmer does. And I'm telling you, I am glad he is in there as athletic.
Oh, absolutely.
I think it's one of the best moves they've made.
They should have done that from day one, back when they talked about hiring him the first time. Bringing him back was, I think, a stroke of genius.
He's well respected in all of college football and everybody, and he carries himself well, and I think it just elevates Tennessee and all their programs in that part.
He's changed the culture already
He
in a
has.
very short period of time. He's
Yes.
changed that culture already up there.
He sure has. What about Tennessee boys in the bracket? They're staying. They're in the bracket with Kentucky. So
I was trying to pull them through Sunday, but didn't do any good. But it's sort of, they got cold there and couldn't hit, and Kentucky did.
yeah, well, they shot 89 times from floor and 3-point line. They had a lot of shots, but they only shoot 37%. It's hard to win ball games when the other team's shooting 40.
We had a cookout over the house on Sunday afternoon, and I told my wife, I said, I'm going to go get the food at halftime. And about 10 minutes left, I just said, heck with it. I'm going to go ahead. Well, I go in the store, and we're 17 down, and I come back out, and it's halftime, and we're, I think, 4 or 5 down.
Yeah.
I said, how'd that happen?
Yeah.
So they made a good comeback, but
Admiral Schofield, that's how that happened. He got on fire. Yeah, if they hadn't started so slow, I think they would have had a better chance to beat Kentucky the other day. They started woefully slow.
Yeah, and Kentucky was hitting everything. I threw up everything, and everything came in.
Guys, I want to thank you for allowing Connie and I to come down and talk about these programs. We're going to leave these brochures here,
Okay.
just in case someone wants to come by and pick one up here at the studio. But we have some at the office also, and we'll do everything we can. Just everyone that might qualify needs to remember that April 5th is the deadline, and you probably don't need to wait that long, because if the state sends us something back with a question that you have to dig and find, you're not going to qualify because of the late date. So,
Yeah. Well, Mike, again, tell listeners where you're located at if they don't know at this time, and how they can get a hold of you or contact the office.
we're at the Tennessee Valley Bank Building, branch bank building, southeast used last, and it's 17th and Keith, right next to the Stewart Park Plaza.
Okay.
And our hours are 8:30 to 4:30 Monday through Thursday, and 8:30 to 5 on Saturday. The phone number is 728-7247, and if they call about this program, they need to ask for Connie Fulmer,
Okay.
and she'll give them all the information that they need.
Well, that's great.
State of Tennessee Property Tax Relief Program and the Bradley County Tax Freeze Program. And you're also right across the street from the Miller Law Firm.
We get plugs all over the place. Huh?
If you come in the office and are mad, just go across the street. I won't sue that guy.
Well, thank you so much, Connie, Mike, for being with us today. We really appreciate you, and we appreciate what you're doing for the Bradley County taxpayers as well. So thank you so much. And you've been listening to the Morning Jive. We're running over again, Tom. We're making a habit of that, but hey, it's fun.
I'm telling you, the overtime pays well, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it does. Time and a half.
Thank you.
All
guys.
right. Thank you.
Hey, join us again Thursday morning right here on Whoop FM for the Morning Jive with Jeff and Tom. We're going to be, hold on, we're going to be here tomorrow morning with Backfire as well, aren't we, Tom?
Yeah, we're actually going to be here at Backfire. I think Franklin's not going to be here, and Steve asked us to come in. So we're
Tom, you're
come-
going to give that Democrat perspective, aren't you?
I don't know. Somebody's going to have a hat on, a Dutch hat or something, put him in the corner over there. It won't be me, I can tell you. It will not be
Wear
me.
your bow tie.
All right, this is a little. This is every time I think of you from the Babies. Here we go. This is out for my wife.
Seasons come and seasons go, but our love will never die. Let me hold you, darling, so you won't cry. 'Cause people say that our love affair will never last.